We are nearing the end of spring. We are heading into summer, and summer means great barbecue. But sometimes you may not want to grill out for barbecue. You know you can make barbecue indoors too, right? In this video, we're gonna show you 3 different barbecue recipes that can be made indoors. So if you don't have a grill, it's no problem. Hey y'all, I'm Mandy, and this is Mandy in the Making. This first recipe are chicken thighs. We are using boneless, skinless chicken thighs, and we are gonna do baked barbecue. So first we're gonna preheat our oven to 425, and you need to line a large baking sheet with some aluminum foil and then put a metal rack over top of it. Let's start by making our sauce. We're gonna go over to the stove and use this saucepan, heating it on low heat and adding all of our good ingredients. First, we're gonna add in 1 cup of ketchup, and I have to know, Heinz or Hunt's? I can't do Hunt's. It has to be Heinz. We need 1/2 cup of brown sugar. You want 1.5 tablespoons of unfiltered apple cider vinegar, a couple of teaspoons of the Dub sauce, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of paprika, and a couple of teaspoons of chili powder. We're gonna add in about 1 teaspoon of salt and about 1/4 teaspoon of freshly cracked black pepper. So at this point, you just wanna whisk all of this together. And if you're following the recipe, that's all you do here. But you know, a lot of times we don't follow the recipe exactly like it says. So we have a little secret ingredient going in. We've got some chipotle peppers and adobo sauce. Stephen chopped these up. This was his idea. This is gonna make this barbecue more of a smoky barbecue. And that's just our preference. So it's up to you. You don't have to do this, obviously, but we're adding that in. We're gonna increase the heat to about medium, just a little bit more. We want this to come up to a simmer. Okay, we have come up to a little simmer here. So what we're gonna do is just turn this back down to like medium low. And what we're wanting to do is let the sugars dissolve. So this will just take a few minutes, but we're gonna let this hang out here. All of our sugars have dissolved. Y'all, I just did a little taste test of this and it's amazing. We need to reserve about 3/4 cup of this for serving later. So this is all we're gonna need to toss our chicken. This is gonna be for serving. So it looks like a lot. It looks like it's not gonna work out, but it should. So we've got boneless, skinless chicken thighs, and I'm just going to put a little bit of salt. You're only gonna do a total of about another teaspoon of salt. We're just putting that on top. Let's throw these in here. And we're gonna salt this other side. Okay, now, kind of awkward angle here. We're gonna put about 1/2 cup of this in here, and we're gonna toss the chicken in it. You don't wanna use all of that because you are gonna baste your chicken about halfway through. Oh my gosh, I wish I could smell this. Now let's take these and place them on the wire rack. These are going in at 425 on this middle rack for about 15 minutes, and then we will flip them and baste them. So we're gonna take our remaining barbecue sauce and just come in and baste these, and then we're gonna flip them and baste them again. Okay, these are going back in for 15 more minutes. It's been 15 more minutes. Our kitchen smells amazing. We're gonna switch this over to broil. Broil. We turned it over to broil.
Don't be broiling it.
We broil. The last little bit of reserved sauce is going on, and then we'll pop it under the broiler, and just let it kind of crisp up there at the end for like 4 or 5 minutes, and then we're done, y'all.
Oh man, this chicken just falling apart.
Is it?
Yeah. Didn't need no knife.
Didn't need no knife.
Didn't need no knife. All right, here we go. Dip mine in the sauce. Wow. Oh man. That is the best barbecue sauce I've ever had at home. No doubt about that. Very smoky. Out of this world.
I don't think y'all understand
No.
just how good this barbecue sauce is.
That chicken is so tender.
It is.
You won't get tender like this with white meat.
No.
I'm sorry to tell you.
No, you
I know
won't.
there's a lot of white meat fans out there. I'm a white meat fan too. I'm a white meat fan too, but you are not gonna get tender.
No.
Like this.
No.
That chipotle pepper that we put in there takes this up several notches. Sweet, savory, smoky.
And then I made some mac and cheese. I've made it this way a couple of times now. Ever since I had that video on Velveeta cheese and we had some extra Velveeta in the house, I've been making mac and cheese this way. I will link the recipe below since I didn't show you, but it is so good and it's so quick and easy. So much better than just the boxed stuff.
Making messes over here.
That was weird. Somebody slowed down in front of our house and then...
They were, look, y'all got some barbecue chicken for me?
This mac and cheese, it comes together in like 20 minutes. It's so fast.
The perfect side with this as well.
So you don't need a grill. You can do this in your kitchen. Now granted, using your oven does heat up the kitchen. But if you don't want to use if you don't have a grill or you don't want to go out and grill, this is a great option. For our second barbecue that does not require a grill, we're going to do pulled pork in the crock pot, which I have shared recipes like this before, but this one is a little unique and I thought we would give it a try. This is called the best crock pot pulled pork, and we're going to stuff our pork with some garlic cloves. Sign me up, let's do it. Okay, to get started, we're gonna start on our dry rub. I've got some brown sugar here. We need about 1/3 cup of that. You know what? Hold. Let's get a bigger. I always choose too small of a container. It would have all fit, but it would have been hard to mix it. So, there we go. We need a couple of teaspoons of paprika. We need some salt. Now we need a little bit of pepper. Let's mix that together. You know what? I wanted more paprika. Okay, that's our dry rub. Let's set that to the side. Now we need 4 cloves of garlic, and we're going to cut them in half, basically. What's the best way to get into garlic? I'm gonna peel these. Oh, I feel like I just crushed that all up. I sure did. Sure did. Well, I don't have to chop that one in half. Me and my brute strength, you know, been working out. I got muscles. So we've got a pork. This is a Boston butt. It's about 3.5 pounds. You want 3.5 to 4 pounds if possible. We're gonna cut slits into this, and we're gonna put our garlic in there. It says 8 to 10 slits. Ain't that fun? Okay. I don't know if you think that's fun. I do. Now we're gonna take our dry rub and rub it all over. Okay, I'm gonna place this into our crock pot. I'm gonna face this side down so I can rub the dry rub on the other side. Now, on top of our roast, I've got some Dub sauce. You need about 1/4 cup. You're gonna pour that all over the top. Now, this is gonna cook. You can do it on low for 7 to 8 hours, or actually, I think it said low 5 to 6, or on high, which is what we're gonna do because it's already afternoon. I'm gonna do this on high for 3 to 4 hours. You could also do this in the Instant Pot for about 2 hours if you wanted to. Later today, after we shred it, we will be adding our barbecue sauce. We're almost out of this Honey Hot by Kinder's, so I just picked up some of this Kinder's Hickory Brown Sugar, so we'll add that later on. It has been right at 4 hours, and I just tested, or just checked the internal temperature. It's right at 200. You want it to be between 195 and 205 in order for it to pull apart really well. Are you excited?
Man, yeah.
What is that face?
That's one of them. This is an intense work right here.
It's determination.
Determination. Gotta get this done.
All right, so he's gonna work on this, and I'm gonna grab our barbecue sauce. So Stephen very kindly pulled and then chopped up some of the bigger pieces. So that is all kind of soaking up all those juices. Now we need to add in about 1 cup or so of barbecue sauce.
Oh.
All right, let's stir that around. So we had a head of cabbage and we had some carrots. So I made homemade coleslaw. I think that's the very first time we've ever made truly homemade coleslaw. Usually I just buy the coleslaw mix already pre-shredded at the store, but since we had everything on hand, we made everything here, and I have to say, it's delicious.
I'm about ready for some BBQ.
Do it to it. We put some sriracha on top, and we did toast our buns too, so.
That is amazing. The spiciness of the sriracha sauce now, that smoky flavor of the barbecue sauce. There's a little vinegar action going on in there. So that's got that, I don't know, it's got more of a authentic barbecue pulled pork flavor to it.
Good.
And I got my slaw on top.
That's right, with a little bit of sriracha.
Yes, because it has that crispy crunch and that mayonnaise flavor and everything.
Well, good.
Amazing. I like these buns, dude.
We had some leftover mac and cheese from last night too, so warmed that up. Oh, that's so good.
That is the barbecue pulled pork flavor that you just crave.
Yeah, it is. And the bun being a little bit toasty. And mac and cheese with barbecue is always a good idea.
Okay. It's like cheddar and pork, man. It just goes good.
This is as good as going out to the barbecue restaurant.
I know.
Better because it's cheaper. And you don't have to go anywhere.
Well, that is true.
Man.
It's really good.
Okay.
BBQ sandwich.
Well, we have one more barbecue recipe to share with him tomorrow. He knows what it is. He's excited about it. So we'll see you in just a second for another recipe. Welcome back to the third recipe. It is like 1:45 in the afternoon and we are about to get started on some oven baked ribs. We made these a long time ago on our channel and we're gonna make them again today. You can finish them off on the grill, but you don't have to. Today we're not going to, we're just gonna finish them off under the broiler. But we're changing things up today. We're gonna do a dry rub on them as well. So let's get started. First things first, we are going to cook these low and slow in the oven at 275. So we got 2 racks of ribs from Sam's Club and we had frozen them. We thawed them out. We're gonna cook both of them today so that we have plenty of leftovers. So this is both of them. We just chopped them in half. So we're gonna start by making this dry rub. He's gonna add some brown sugar. I think the recipe that we found online for this dry rub calls for dark brown. We just have light brown, so we're going with it. We need some garlic salt, so that's what he's adding in here. Chili powder, and we're doubling the recipe that we found since we have 2 racks of ribs, so that's why we're adding so much. I will, of course, link the recipe below to this dry rub. We need some black pepper. Got some celery salt going in and cinnamon. Who knew? So he's just gonna mix that up before we rub it on our ribs. We're just gonna cover these. He's gonna rub that in. And then once we get them good and coated, they'll go over here onto a baking sheet. We've got 2 baking sheets. So we need to tightly cover these. That way none of the steam is gonna get out. It's gonna really just kind of steam inside of there and slow cook inside of there. So just tightly cover it with aluminum foil. All right, these are going in the oven at 275 for 3 to 3.5 hours. Since we've got 2 different racks of them, it's probably gonna be closer to that 3.5.
Yeah, somewhere around halfway. You can just
We can trade them out like,
switch them
yeah, positions.
as far as their position in the oven.
Yeah, so these just came out of the oven. They were in there about 3.5 hours. About 2-hour mark, Stephen switched them like we mentioned. And now you can make your own barbecue sauce. We've done that before. You can make the barbecue sauce that we made for the chicken thighs the other night. Or you can just use your favorite barbecue sauce and just put it over top. We're just going the easy route tonight just because. But he's gonna baste these and we're gonna put them under the broiler. So he just turned it over to broil. They're only gonna broil for what, maybe 5 to 10 minutes, babe?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Something like that.
And we'll just kind of keep an eye on them. Well, would you look at that? They all fit on one. We could add them on one this whole time, but that's all right. This looks amazing. They're about to go under the broiler. Bone is falling off.
That's what you want.
It is what you want. All right, we got some coleslaw here. So he can add that to his plate and then it's gonna be time to eat.
Wow. Caramelized sugar. That is super good. I mean, it's cooked beautifully. The cinnamon's really coming out in here too.
Really?
It does make a difference. Gives it more of a interesting sweet flavor
But it's a
to
depth to it.
Yeah.
So tender.
Yeah, tender and juicy.
Fall apart. Unreal. That you can get this out of the oven. Gracie Lou, you want some of this, honey? Did you find it?
Yeah.
It's right here. There you go. Say, excuse me, I want more. Why don't we do this more often?
Yeah.
What's wrong with us?
I don't know.
Do you do indoor barbecue? Do you have a secret sauce that you have? And or if you're looking forward to trying one of the 3 that we shared this week. We really appreciate y'all being here. We hope that you found some new recipes to try with your family. And happy no grilling barbecue. Bye.